going to go for a little walk. We all happy? We all going to make some noise? Right, good.
Thank you. Many of you do not know me. My name is Chris Sky. I hail from Toronto, Canada. Why are we here today? We started the anti-lockdown movement March 16th, the day we were locked down. It didn't take us long to realize that this is not about anything but the government versus the people. They are instituting a campaign of fear and lies from their media, their so-called elected officials and medical experts to keep you afraid so you will do what they tell you. And for the people that does not work on, the people we see today, they are not paralyzed by fear. They know better. So what do they try to do to the rest of us? From the start of this, all around the world, their number one tactic has been division. They started dividing us between people who are afraid of the virus and people who know better. Then they started dividing us between so-called essential and non-essential. In the United States and Canada, they tried to divide us by race. It worked in the US, but it did not work in Canada. Now they're even trying to turn the people against the police. In Canada, in the US, they have a defund the police movement. Why? The police are our last line of defense against this tyranny. They are part of the same communities as you. Their friends have businesses that shut down. Their kids are being forced to wear masks in schools and subjugated with social distancing measures. They are on our side. Look around you. Look at the police. You have to respect the police, and the police have to respect us. We are all part of the same community. We need to unite. This is the summer of united non-compliance. That's how you fight back. When they say wear a mask, united as one, you say no. When they say time to get contract traced, united as one, you say no. When they say it's time to take a vaccine, united as one, you say hell no. They have not got the power to do this to you. That's why when they mandate things, they have to do exemptions. The face masks have a medical exemption. Anyone here can walk into any store and simply say, I have a medical condition that prevents me from wearing a face mask. And they cannot make you wear a mask. Yeah. Why? Because legally they cannot mandate things. That's why they have to give you a way out. Yeah. Legally they cannot mandate the vaccine, but they'll say, oh, you want your kid in school, you have to take it. Oh, you want to collect welfare, you have to take it. They can coerce, but they cannot force. They need your compliance. So once again, it's about united non-compliance. If tomorrow Ireland said as one voice, we will not wear the mask, it goes away instantly. Instantly. And that's what they fear. They fear people like me that tell you the truth. Why? Because in order for tyranny to reign over you, fear and ignorance must permeate society. However, for freedom to permeate society, all it takes is the truth. And when someone's telling a lie, when the government is lying to you, they have to lie to you over and over and over again with as many different sources as possible to try to hammer that message home. However, when one person tells you the truth, when I tell you the truth, it resonates. You hear it once, and it wakes you up. And once you are awake, you cannot go back to sleep. That is the beauty of truth. That is the real virus they fear. They fear you getting infected with the truth. Because once you know the truth, the fear, the lies, the propaganda does not work. It does not work. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to get rid of the fear. We have to realize that we are all in this together. It doesn't matter your age, your race, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, if you work for the government, if you're a law enforcement officer, if you're a civilian, if you're unemployed, if you're a criminal, guess what? We all have rights. Those rights matter. Freedom is essential. There is no content or happy society without freedom of choice doesn't become less important during an emergency. It becomes more important. It's what keeps the community together. It's what keeps society functioning. And when they tell you you have to give up your freedom for safety, that is complete bullshit. Complete. You never have to give up your freedom. People fought and died in the millions for this freedom. And you want us to roll over and hand it back on a silver platter? I don't think so. If you want to see where this is going, just look to Australia. There's a reason they call it the Australian model. When something is a model, there's something they want to do other places. And if you haven't noticed, the response to the pandemic has been pretty well coordinated worldwide. So, if you want to see your future, if you comply, your future is Australia. When I talk to the people that say, oh, just comply so this is over, how do you expect to retain your rights when you're giving them up? How do you expect to get them back when you willingly gave them up? It's unlogical. So, now that we know what the problem is, what have we done about it? It's one thing to know, it's one thing to gather, but now is the time for action. Everybody already knows what's going on. They know the models that they gave us were bogus. They know the virus has a high survival rate. They know there's treatments that work. We know the vaccine is not going to work. So, what do? That's why we started these organizations. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them very quickly. HugsOverMasks, #1. We started this in Toronto. Mr. Vladislav Sobolev is the creator of HugsOverMasks. And me and him have been working together since the beginning of March. And now, this is a worldwide movement. Why? Because who the hell wants to wear a mask? Nobody. You're not wearing the mask because you're scared of the virus. You're wearing the mask because you're scared of the government. Let's be honest. So, take off the mask, especially on your children. Let them know that love, affection, interaction, social interaction is essential, especially for children. So HugsOverMasks is now a worldwide movement. #2, we have GetMAD. This is my baby. This is my nonprofit, and it's going to be a charity very soon. Mothers Against Distancing. A grassroots, yet worldwide educational awareness campaign that's letting mothers and fathers know of the psychological trauma that these social indoctrination centers, they're calling schools, are going to be for our children. Masks, social conditioning, social engineering, all kinds of social distancing, no interaction. A child cannot develop, they cannot learn in a state of constant fear and anxiety. That is called child abuse. So GetMAD is making people aware, and we partnered up with a corporation called Private On-Demand Education, and we started in Ontario, Canada, and we're opening up an entire network of private schools, small schools, high-quality education. They don't have to wear the masks. They don't have to social distance. Kids can be kids. And that's what we're doing, and the government is terrified. If you look in the Canadian media, you'll see me in there probably once every 2 days. They'll talk about my hair, they'll talk about my tattoos, they'll talk about my muscles, but they won't talk about my initiatives or how we're helping people around the world. No. They don't want you to know about that. They don't even want you to come to Canada. In fact, our borders have been closed since March because they don't want the world to see how we're being subjugated. They're dividing us, people, and we need to come back together. Our last organization I want to talk about from Canada is very important. They're called The Line, as in, we're not being crossed anymore. It's right here. They have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of members in every province in Canada. They provide security for our events. They provide intelligence for our events. They are a very valuable organization, and they're going to be going worldwide. Just like the rest of us. We started this in Toronto, Canada, a relatively small city, and now we are known around the world. Why? Because the truth matters. It's that simple. The truth matters. They will tell you everything but the truth. Why? Because once again, the truth matters. Words matters. Do I need to talk a little louder for the people at the back? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chris Sky. Those are the organizations we represent from Canada, and we want you guys to do the same thing here. We need to stand up for our freedom. We need to reject the mandates. We need to understand that we need to do our own research. And now that you're all awake, you got to wake everybody else up. I love you guys. I love Ireland. Let's have a nice walk. Thank you. One more thing before I go. This is very important. I almost forgot because they wanted me out here. A very good friend of mine at HugsOverMasks.ca. His name is Chris James. He's an Irishman living in Canada. He's starting a very important global movement. I want everybody to go to his website and sign up to his website and his YouTube channel, warriorcalls.com. Mr. Christopher James. He's amazing. Thank you once again. I'm Chris Sky, everybody.